All right, away we go on a Monday podcast for you. Easter in the rearview mirror, summer straight ahead. What's up, Al?
Oh, hi there, Jerry. I had a random thought the other day when I was walking my dog and I seeing people's front doors, and
Yeah,
some people have a screen door and some people just have the
a door.
the front door.
Yep.
But I always found it strange when if someone was going to knock on your door,
Mhm.
that if you had a screen door, they would open the screen door and then knock.
Yeah.
To me, that was very invasive.
Okay.
Like you're opening that front door. Like to me, if a homeowner wants to shoot you, you are invading their house.
You're not entering, though.
I also always thought, like, what if when you open the screen door, it gave us some sort of vacuum wherein it opened the door?
That's happened to me before. And then I just shut the screen door back and then I knock on the screen door.
Or you go to knock on the door and the person opens their door and now you're knocking on their forehead.
Well, that would be some crazy timing.
So would you if you
I used to open the screen door and knock on the door. Yeah.
You did.
Well, if you remember too, though, part of that, and maybe where some of that comes from, a lot of doors have the metal knocker thing on it.
Yeah, that's
where you have
true.
to open the screen door to.
Right, so they are inviting you to knock, or they wouldn't have the knocker on the door.
They're not inviting you in the house.
Right.
But it's okay to open the screen. And if the screen door is locked, you just bang on the aluminum part of this part of the door.
That's what I would prefer to do.
And if there's a screen door, like we have in my house, we can switch out the plastic see-through part in the summer for the screen, which we have a couple years. Sometimes we don't. If that's remaining, it's not a screen, I'll knock right on that.
Knock on the glass.
Yeah, I've done both. I've done both.
Yeah, I prefer that someone has a doorbell.
Yeah, no, I mean, most people do have doorbells.
And then sometimes you hit the doorbell, you don't hear it ring, and you're
now
like,
you gotta start knocking on the door.
Is this
correct?
Ringing or not ringing?
Did it work?
Did it work?
Yeah, I know.
And a lot of people now have the Ring doorbells.
Yes. Those are everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. There was an article in the paper today about a woman, I believe she lives alone in Florida. And whether it was Ring or, Blink or whatever, any of these, the Google one, it had 2 alligators on her doorstep.
I saw this.
And you saw the one alligator that was crawling up the side of the door.
It was like he rang the doorbell.
Yeah.
2 alligators in Florida on your front porch.
Creepy.
Yeah.
But,
it is weird.
but yeah, I think everybody, I feel like, not as everybody, most people seem to have at least the front door camera.
That's why I'm surprised we don't catch more thieves doing things.
Well, here would be the better question. Is the crime rate up or down?
I don't think the criminals don't seem to care because there's certainly more cameras available.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, like, people set their Ring doorbells. And when you first get it, you set your Ring doorbell and it's going off every 2 seconds because anyone walking past your house. So then you have to adjust it.
Yep.
Then you get it to the point where it's just people
approaching
on your porch. Yeah. Then you're not catching the people who don't pick up their dog poop.
That's true. I don't really have it for that, but
yeah, that's why I would get it. I was trying to think of a way to start a network in my town.
See, I don't have an issue with people having their dogs go on my lawn and leaving it.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that walk their dogs. I am yet to see someone watch their dog go and walk away. Matter of fact, in 7 years I've been in this house, I've never seen that.
Oh man, in my town, Jerry, there is poop everywhere.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially in the winter.
We don't come across it at all.
And I want to put together a team of people who have Ring doorbells. And like I make it like a Facebook group, and I go in there and I just go, the corner of, Brinley and Ocean. Who's got cameras up there? And then people are like, I got cameras. Here's what I found.
And
we just start outing people. Yeah.
Okay. Well, get on that. You got the time.
When, Jerry?
Yeah, you got the time. Start your group. I like looking in the houses to see what people are doing and what they're watching.
What do you mean?
Like at night when the sun goes down.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people will be watching TV in the front room of their house and there's no curtains or there's a big window.
Yes.
I'm always fascinated sometimes where you will go past like 5, 6, 7 houses in a row and they're all watching the same thing. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I don't know why. I always find that neat.
The only time I find that is during NFL late window Sunday.
Yeah, okay.
I'll go by. I'll see multiple houses with that on.
Makes
I'm
sense.
also surprised at the amount of people in my town that don't have any curtains of any kind.
Yeah.
And they're just,
I actually feel like the
entire house is wide open.
Becoming more the norm in a lot of places.
Strange.
I agree. I totally
agree.
I
am going to stare into your home because it's really weird.
You're inviting us to.
Yeah. And
Very
yet I
much
feel
so.
like they would give me a dirty look like, "Look at this creep looking in
Yeah.
my house."
Mind
You
your own
got
business. Well,
gotta
then privatize your business.
Yes.
Exactly.
Put a sheet up,
Mm,
something.
That is, well, you wouldn't want that, though. That looks terrible.
I had a, brief run-in with a fella on Friday,
Okay. Locally or
locally. I'm walking not a bad run-in, but a interesting one. I'm walking the dog and a guy stops his car, and there's a guy stopped outside of a car as I'm coming up the street.
Mhm.
And the guy goes, "Al Dukes?" I go, "Yes." He goes, "You're a big Bruce Springsteen fan, aren't you?" I said, "Yes, I am." He goes, "Well, I was a very big fan." He said, "But I can't. I hate his politics so much. I can't look at him anymore."
Mhm.
He said, "I have this really unique piece, and I thought you're a big Bruce Springsteen fan." He goes, "Do you want to take a look at it?" I said, "Oh, sure." Has it in his back of his truck. It is a gigantic picture, framed, a beautiful frame,
Right.
and Bruce Springsteen's signature right in the middle of it.
Wow.
It goes on to tell me how he got this autographed. He saw Bruce Springsteen having breakfast with his son.
Another guy that has run into Bruce
Yeah,
Springsteen and still you nothing.
nothing. He told me this happened at that place in Long Branch where they have the shops and then the places above it, Pier Village.
Mhm.
He said at the time, Bruce Springsteen's son lived in Pier Village. I lived in Pier Village. I saw he was having breakfast with his son. Everyone was bugging him at breakfast. I decided to wait around. Bruce went up to his kid's condo or apartment, then came out after everyone was gone, and this guy was there, and he said, "Would you mind signing this?" And he signs the thing. Beautiful. So the guy goes, "Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to part with it yet." But meanwhile, he was showing it to me,
Yeah.
and I thought, and I'm looking at this thing. It's gigantic, and I'm like, I don't even know if I have a wall for this. My
Right,
place
right,
is.
right.
Then he goes, "Yeah, the frame is like $200."
Oh, he wasn't giving it to you.
No, he was going to sell it to me.
So what was he looking for?
I don't know.
You never got
wouldn't-
there?
No, all he said was like, this frame's like $200. I got the. He's like, I'm not sure, but maybe here's my card. Reach out to me if you're
Oh, okay.
interested.
No, you're not interested.
I'm not interested.
No, because
For
it's
free, I'll take it.
might be neat. Right. Free, it's fine. But to buy it, you didn't get the signature.
Right.
You
And
know?
not only that, because he's like, he even said, "Oh, well, what about Boomer's Foundation? Maybe they would want it." I
Got
said,
to authenticate it, though.
"Yeah." I said, I believe him.
Yeah.
He had a very unique story. I do believe he
Yes.
got the autograph.
But you can't ask people to bid thousands of dollars on
Correct.
something without proof.
Right. So that just felt a little strange.
Yeah, I would say so.
I said, and this was a gigantic thing. I said, I said, "You just kept this thing in your car until you ran into Bruce Springsteen? You were hoping to run into Bruce Springsteen?" He said, "Yes."
Wow.
And it worked.
Is that why you keep the guitar in your car now?
Just in case. Just in case I run into Bruce Springsteen.
I do understand though his point about the politics and like I understand that. Like not it's a much smaller scale, obviously, but on social media, I used to follow certain celebrities. Like I love Alyssa Milano. I stopped following. I couldn't take it anymore. It's fine. I mean, you got your views. I don't care, but I wasn't following you. Like if I'm going to follow politicians for their views, I get that. When I'm following someone for what I think would be light fun, and then it starts going, that's why I stay away from it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody gives a crap what I think. Why am I going to start shoving it down your throat? Not that I'm, that I've got that many people following me, but so I actually understand that.
Yeah.
I get that.
I said to the guy, I do a pretty good job
You can
for some
separate the
reason
two.
with Bruce Springsteen. I can.
Okay.
And I said, he doesn't do it on stage anymore. Many years ago, he
Oh,
used
did he?
to. Yeah, but I actually think now, somebody who is in his 70s, his fans are older.
Yeah.
And I think, at least half of the crowd is probably a Republican or Bruce's Democrat. So I think you don't want to, upset your fans.
Well, Michael Jordan's take.
Yeah.
Republicans and Democrats all buy sneakers, which is why he would never choose a side.
Yeah.
Or at least
That's
publicly
smart.
choose a side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. You make your voice known when you vote.
Although I will say, like, sometimes with actors, it annoys me to the point where I'm like, screw that guy.
Well, probably because you don't have the affinity for them like you do Bruce.
Right. That's true. Right. And I don't appreciate their work as deeply as I appreciate
That makes sense.
the work of Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to try to run into him this summer, although I think he's going back out on tour.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
God, these guys just play.
They
God bless them.
play until they're dead.
Until they
Jerry.
can't.
They will play until they're dead,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I get it.
Yeah. So I thought it was nice of the guy to think of me, but I really thought I was getting a free
Yeah,
picture.
I'd pass on if I were you.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do with that.
Yeah. Plus, it was just like I said, it was the size that would be alarming if you walked into my place.
Would it take up like half your wall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was
Was it like the whole flatbed of the truck?
yeah,
Yeah, that's big.
it was big. If it was Paulina Portskova, Jerry, and she was in a bikini.
Yeah, in 1983.
Yeah.
Right, that's the one you had.
Yes.
83, 84, something like that.
82, maybe.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yep.
Then yeah, that'd be a different story. I started watching, there's a documentary on Netflix on the Oklahoma City bomber. Do you remember that case?
I do.
What year do you think that was? Because
1986.
no, later.
Later? 1996.
95.
95.
I kind of remember the situation, but um, it's incredible again with these documentaries. They track down these people that were in the building today.
Mhm.
They track them down today, like people that were in the building, the police officers who rescued people, people who were buried under rubble,
Yeah.
the people who did the 911 call, the police officer who pulled over Timothy McVeigh. It is incredible. But I don't know how they figure out how they're going to do, like, either this is going to be a 90-minute documentary or there's going to be 7 parts.
What is this one?
Just one
Oh,
movie,
okay.
which is much more pleasant.
Well, I mean, in a case like this, we kind of know. I mean, they're giving you more details, obviously, but there's no. It's not like you don't know who did it. It's
Right.
just giving you a different perspective, and you're hearing firsthand from people. So I guess, like you could make the case why we're going to string that out to 6 different parts. That's just one tidy little 2-hour piece.
Yeah.
I get that.
I think it's only like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. I'll be locked
How
into
does that work? Do people independently put these together? You think Netflix contracts people to do the documentary?
So I had asked that actually of the woman who came in here as a guest.
Okay.
I did not ask her this on the air. Off the air, I asked her. She did the Rex Heuermann, Gone Girls, the Long Island serial killer. I said to her, do you, does Netflix pay you to do this? Do you do it and then try to sell it? And she said the way she works is she puts a pitch together and then pitches it to Netflix or somebody else, and then they give you the money so that you can go do it.
Oh, wow. So they like the idea. They trust in your work and you have a good enough resume. All right, we'll do this. That's interesting.
But I've also heard other ones where people just do the film on their own
and then try and sell it.
Which seems very difficult.
I mean, you're talking about having, I would think in that case, unless you're using your own money, you got to get backers and people that believe in what you're doing. And then you got to go out, grind to find someone that's going to, hell, you'll sell it to Tubi if you have to.
Right. That's the thing. I think probably everybody says okay, we're selling to Netflix. What do you think would be second if Netflix said, we'll pass?
I mean, you got places like Max, you got Paramount, you got Amazon Prime that puts a lot of new stuff out.
I feel like Max might be number 2.
It might be. I don't know. I don't have Max anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have Paramount Plus. I've got Amazon Prime, which I never really put on except to watch the Yankees on Wednesdays, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Or was if something comes out and it's on it. But I don't think they do a good job of promoting anything either.
It's not a good one. Amazon Prime does a bad job at the interface is not user friendly as far as skimming through to try to find something. It doesn't have because they're trying to sell you more current movies as well, like to rent or to buy.
Yep.
And then they have stuff that's on Prime. And then they started adding commercials on Prime too, which kind of stinks.
Yeah.
Because it's part of your Prime deal.
It is interesting though, when you think about what Prime is, it started as for free shipping.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden they added, you also get free music with your Prime subscription. Oh, by the way, here's free video and TV content. Now, there are parts that you do have to buy if you want, but they give you so much. And yeah, the Prime subscription has gone up a little bit, but nothing all that noticeable. And they've kind of come to the table with a lot more.
Yeah.
So it's like, part of me really appreciates what they've done. Another part of me is like, it's like, all right, what I'm paying, why am I getting commercials? But when you think about what you're paying for, This was never part of why you signed up for Prime.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I still would love to know how that works as far as, like, I needed a filter replacement for an air filter in my house.
Yeah.
And the light comes on the thing that says replace filter.
Mhm.
So I saw this at 2 a.m. the other day. I said, "Okay, Amazon." I got home, it was there.
Yeah.
Where was that
Because
thing?
it's in one of their warehouses, probably in Jersey.
How do they have all these things in a warehouse?
I don't know. Well, have you ever seen my son, who's here actually today, Matthew, when he was in 8th grade, one of their class trips was to an Amazon fulfillment center in Jersey. I don't know, it was Edison or like that. It's somewhere between Edison, New Brunswick. You see it on the turnpike. Massive. He said it blows your mind when you walk in how much merchandise is in that place, how many people are working there, how fast things get turned around. And that's only one of, I believe, dozens of them in New Jersey. And I will tell you, I've looked into Amazon shipping and fulfillment for the calendars or whatever, even our shirts and stuff like that. So when you go on to, and I haven't figured this out yet because it's a little convoluted and complicated. When you go on to try and be a seller on Amazon, you can do one of two things. You can be your own shipper, which in a lot of cases is not going to be free shipping because we're paying to ship the stuff. And that's when you buy something like, where's my free shipping? Well, I am, because the business person isn't doing the fulfillment through Amazon. Or you can supply Amazon with your product. They will handle all of the sales and they will ship it, but it'll be in that facility. So if someone in Jersey, for instance, bought an Allen Jerry shirt that we provided like dozens of them to them, they'll get that out same day. And in a lot of cases, you'll have it same day. You do that for me right now. I got to send it to the printer. The printer's got to print it. Then they got to send it. You get it in a week and a half. That's the difference.
Yeah.
But you pay for that service.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, they're working into your profit.
Absolutely. Oh, there's no question. But, here's the other thing, which I grapple with too. Like I used to watch Shark Tank. And there would be people, I made $100,000 and I'm looking for this. And someone will come up and be like, let's say it's Lori or whoever, Mark Cuban. You know what? I'll give you the $100,000 you need, but I want 50% of your business and we're going to blow this thing up. And they're like, man, I don't want to give away 50% of my business. Yeah, but dude, they might make your business worth $10 million, whereas right now you're worth 100,000. You want 100% of 100,000, or would you prefer 50% of 10 million?
Yeah, they can never grasp that on that show.
Think, guys, think.
Because I think when they're in that moment, they think, you know what? They clearly want my business, so it's a good business. I don't want to give up control. I can figure out how to make this a $10 million business. Yeah,
not the way they do, and the connections they have.
Yeah,
and the connections to the stores and the retailers. So my point is, like, I know getting on Amazon is the right thing to do if you want to sell stuff, but you got to understand you're going to be giving them not a lot, but a good portion of your profits to get started.
I have people in my life that sometimes will go be anti-Amazon.
Okay.
Go, I'm not doing this Amazon anymore.
Yeah.
They're ripping people off. They're taking it. Then like a couple weeks later, they'll be like, oh yeah, no, I ordered one. I go, where'd you get it? Amazon. So, yes. They're like, yeah, I know. I was the free shipping. I had to. I needed it tomorrow.
That and the fact that you go to the store, they don't have what you need.
Yes, that's so annoying. You ever go to like Staples?
Yeah.
So many times you go to Staples, like, I want to touch this folder to see if it's what I need. And I go, we can order that for you.
Yep.
Well, I couldn't order this for me.
I didn't have to leave my house.
Yeah.
I actually left because I wanted to get it today and bring it home today. I told you, it was either Lowe's or Home Depot. I won't say which one, but I will tell you, I was in one of those last summer and I was looking for something for the deck parts. We were finishing the deck and they didn't have it. They're like, yeah, if I were you, I should go to Amazon. I'm like, what? Like he was directing me to Amazon. Like he goes, yeah, we don't carry that stuff. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm like, can you get it? Because I can look into it. But if you go to Amazon, you can probably get it on your phone right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I used to feel guilty because Amazon has in the Amazon app the barcode scanner.
Yeah.
So like if you're in a store, you can scan it and see what you could get it for on Amazon. When I used to go to not Home Depot, Best Buy, I used to try to sneak it because I didn't want to be like,
yeah, sure.
But some of these stores got smart. I think Best Buy did this for a lot of their products. They created their own UPC code.
Oh, okay. Not compatible.
That they put on the sticker went over the old one.
Smart.
So when you scan it, that was smart.
It's smart. Now, I don't know how much it's helping them because I don't know how that place is still in business. I mean, you drive by, there's never any cars.
I know it's a sad place.
Sure is. It's dark. So a lot of people working there and not a lot of people shopping there. It's
Yeah, how
tough.
does that work then? Why do they have so many people working there?
I do not know. I don't know. All I know is the writing to me is on the wall that that's like the next big one to go.
Yeah.
Now, I was in Walmart the other day. I had to um, for Easter stuff. So I went really early. And that's like 5 football fields of a store that had everything from you can get your tire fixed to you could buy dinner for the family to you could do your Christmas shopping, set up a home office. They had, I'm not even joking. Have you heard of Hisense, the electronics?
Yes.
They had a Hisense, I believe it was a 68-inch screen TV that was on sale for $298. I'm like, what? I wanted to buy one just to buy it. I had nowhere to put it. But like, holy crap, is that cheap?
Yeah.
$298 for it. It's like a 70-inch screen TV.
I know the Walmarts and the Targets were just like
God.
these giant stores. Then they went, you know what? What if we also put a whole supermarket in here?
Yeah.
And there's a full supermarket
Correct.
now in there.
Yeah. A lot of boxed foods. It's not the best stuff.
Yeah.
They do have some fresh, quote unquote, fresh stuff. But it is basically, you know what it is? It's the supermarket minus a lot of the edges. It's the interior of the supermarket. And for families looking to save money, it works. It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
They're like the only ones that really Walmart, Target, Walgreens, CVS, everything else in trouble.
Yes. And Costco all good as well.
Costco's good.
But you're right.
Oh, did you see what is it Sam's Club or it's not Costco, it might be BJ's or it's BJ's or Sam's Club. I don't remember how or which one. They are going to do the Stop and Shop thing with the gun, apparently.
Oh, that's awesome.
The difference with that
price
is,
gun.
however, it's more than a price gun. It's a price gun and it puts it right in your cart. And when you check out on the gun, it automatically tallies everything. It's linked to your account and the card that you have on file, so you can walk right out. And then there's artificial intelligence. There's an AI aspect to this that when you are walking out, it scans everything that you supposedly paid for and got. And if there's something in your cart you didn't scan, alarms will flash.
I love this idea.
And there's no more. Yes, but here's the problem. Eliminating a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Because all those checkout people will now lose their jobs.
And also probably I'll be getting all those the scanning things going through my body.
Oh, probably, sure.
Like all those, whatever those.
The rays.
Yeah, the rays.
That is true too. So you'll be able to shop and check out without delay, which is nice. But people are going to lose their jobs, and you might get ball cancer.
Right, ball cancer because you had to check out a little quicker.
Who knows?
All right, Jerry, let's do the warm-up show. We did that this morning at 5 o'clock. We'll do it again tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday. And until then, see